Hello and welcome back to Football Manager, and we have now made it to the fourth qualifying round of the FA Cup. As you can notice, obviously, we're not playing Harrogate Town first. That's because yet again we've had to have a game postponed for international duties. Unfortunately, I forgot to put a friendly in between these two fixtures, so effectively we've gone 2 weeks without playing a game. So it's going to be a bit difficult, of course, but hopefully we can beat Hereford with a fully rested side, because they played on the Tuesday just gone, which means we might be capable of beating them if they're not quite at their best. This is the team we're going to go for, obviously. You'll see it in the next screen, of course. Because there's no rules on loan players in the FA Cup, actually, speaking of which, Hobbs is going to drop out for Baggett to go onto the subs bench. Because there's no rules on loan players in the FA Cup, we can have as many loan players as we want in it. Meaning we can have every single loan player at the club in the first team or bench, which is good, of course. Let's just go ahead to the Hereford fixture and show you the team there. We have done incredibly well, obviously, since we still haven't lost in the league, or any competition for that matter, because, well, admittedly, this is the first non-league game we've had all season, so fair enough. For Arcane today, we've got Adam Civita in goal, Daniel Oyegoki, Alex Kirk, David Agbontohoma and Oscar Terenzi in defence, Paris Magoma and acting captain Jack Earing in midfield, with Eddie Carrington, Max Robson, Tyrone O'Neill and Leo Gaia in the attack and attacking midfield areas. On the bench we have George Nugent, Niall Mayer, Jamie Allen, Tom Bradbury, Ryan Hillier, Elkin Bagger and Matt Jones. Whilst Hereford have got Brandon Hall in goal, Kieran Coates, Dan Bull, Daniel Lowry, Jason Pope, Keaton Ward, Johnson Gyamfi, Tom Owen Evans, Ryan Lloyd and I'm guessing that's Demarilio Brown Sterling, with captain Jamie Grimes. I just realised every time they've had a player like a D and then like a really long last name I could just hovered over it, but I never did. Either way, on the bench they have Paul White, Adam Biz, Samir Nabi, Ty Duggan, Matthew McDonald, Miles Addison and Jamie Breeden, with referee Daniel Middleton. So let's pump fists and say that I expect nothing but a win. I know it's not what the assistant recommended, but I think it's probably best for the team going ahead. This is going to be a big game, of course, for Halifax Town, because we have to reach the second round of this tournament. Magoma with a free kick into the box, met by Kirk at the far post, but it's headed just over. But yes, as I mentioned, this is a big game because this club needs to go fairly deep into the competition in terms of non-league perspective. And we have to go to the round prior to Premier League and Championship entrance, which means it's going to be difficult. So far, it's been an incredibly boring game. Throw-in for Hereford, headed away by Earing to Robson. Robson, the man now running through the middle of the field, gets it all the way to the opposition penalty area and then holds up play for a penalty, which I will not have Paris Magoma take. This may sound bad, but I'm going to give it to Tyrone O'Neill because I think he's the better option. So Tyrone steps up looking for first goal of the game and his first goal in 3 matches, and he thundered it home, giving Halifax Town a 1-goal lead and himself his 14th of the season. And as I mentioned, prior to this match he has not scored in 3 games. And to be fair, I was thinking of dropping him for this match in place of Hillier and putting Leo Gaia in the left wing position, because Guevara is injured for today's game. But I didn't, thankfully, and we got a goal with a very nice penalty decision, and ball over the top for Demario Brown Sterling, but it's headed back by Kirk. Again, Grimes kicks the ball forward again. This time Sterling does touch it back to Owen Evans. Now Pope back to Grimes. Grimes now looking up to his forward player. Brown Sterling heads it onto Lloyd. Lloyd inside the box now, shoots, but thankfully wide of the post. And neither team, I have to say, have played well today. Kirk, ball over the top, looking for Gaia. In behind, shoots, but but the ball put behind by Brandon Hall. Corner kick with just seconds to go of this half. Magoma to swing it in, puts it very, very far into the outside of the box, but Kirk's shot cannot make it into the goal. And first half over, Halifax Town 1, Hereford 0. And I'm going to point my finger and say don't get complacent, because for one thing, this match is not an ironed-on victory yet. 1-0, when both teams are playing fairly poorly, is not going to last. Magoma, free over the top, met by the head of defender Ward. Kirk now chasing it back, looking to get a ball into the box again. Ooh, very nearly scoring over the goalkeeper's head. That would have been a very interesting moment for the match, and possibly for the goalkeeper as well. But I think O'Neill needs to come off. I think he's probably picked up a knock, but I'm not too sure. No, he hasn't. He's just got very low condition. So we'll bring him off for Ryan Hillier and put Leo Gaia out as the left winger. That should be fine for the time being. And we'll also be bringing off Eddie Carrington for Jamie Allen. Yes, because he's not played all that well, to be fair. O'Neill now with the ball back to Kirk, over the top for Robson, but it's a poor header away, and the ball ends up with Hereford. And I don't actually know who I'm going to bring off for my last change. I don't want to bring off Robson. He's done very well for himself in this game. Got us the penalty in the first half. I think the best option will be bringing off Jack Earing for George Nugent to come on. I think that's probably the best option. Corner kick clearly didn't lead to anything. And 10 minutes left to go in this match. And it looks to me as if Hereford have just given up the ghost, as they say. And the match is going to end in a 1-0 win for Halifax. This is a very surprising result that I would definitely not have accepted as a Hereford manager. I would have wanted them to give them much more of a challenge than this. But they just gave up at the end of the match, and deservedly Halifax won. I'm going to point my finger and say it was a bit of a let-off. We should have done a lot better. We should have scored more goals than this, as a Halifax Town manager would have said. The Hereford manager would have said they should have scored more goals as well, because neither team played well today. And quite clearly, things need to have changed in both sides for them to continue this season. Our opposition in the next match is Harrogate Town, and they didn't play. They did play. They beat Braintree 3-1. A Braintree side, I believe, who are, yes, in the National League North. Ooh. So, both teams facing National League North opposition. However, only one of us managed to actually do well. So, yeah. I mean, good pile of money, £18,000. Seeing as last month we only lost £11,000, that's already profit. I mean, look at this, profit of £16,000 this month already, halfway through the month. I couldn't see us making a loss this season, regardless at this point. Edmonton Homer now apparently was the best player. I can't say no, I can't say yes. I didn't really see much to the effect of it, so we'll just have to see what happens. So obviously we've got Harrogate Town next. They are in 11th in our league, and of course that's going to be a bit of a stretch for us because they are mid-table, which is where we seem to be getting a lot of our draws from, is mid-table opposition, and that's not a good thing, of course. So just quickly look through this lot of emails, and then we'll probably... Oh, actually, hello. Paris Magoma should be given a Democratic Republic of the Congo debut, and yeah, I agree. He's done exceptionally well this season, and last season as well. He was one of the best players we had over the last 2 seasons. So yes, I'm fully behind him with this one. I completely agree. Just quickly scout him, and I guess that's it for today. Well, for the 3 o'clock video at least. In 2 hours' time, you'll see the Harrogate Town fixture. But until then, I bid thee adieu. Goodbye.